As a public adjuster, you help homeowners facing a disaster. In those difficult times, they rely on their insurance to get back on their feet. While you want to fight for your clients, there's a fine line between advocating and stepping over legal boundaries. In the next few minutes, I'll explain how to make sure you're helping your clients without putting your license at risk. The public adjuster plays an important role. The public adjuster helps the homeowner understand their insurance policy and understand the benefits that they're entitled to receive under that policy. Under Colorado law, what a public adjuster is permitted to do and not do is really defined by what is the unauthorized practice of law. That's sort of the line that differentiates what is inbound and out of bounds from that. The unauthorized practice of law is not a black and white sort of line. The unauthorized practice of law is doing something that a lawyer normally would do. This could be things like representing a client's interests, interpreting laws, and advocating on their behalf, which are things that a public adjuster is authorized to do under their license. However, they're authorized under a very limited set of circumstances, and that involves their client's insurance policy. So at the point where a public adjuster begins advocating on their client's behalf or interpreting laws that go beyond that insurance policy and the loss that occurred, they could be risking stepping out of bounds of what they're permitted to do and not do. A public adjuster who is accused of committing the unauthorized practice of law could face regulatory action against them. That's probably the most serious consequence, which would go to affecting their license. Their license could be suspended, their license could be revoked. Those are the things that a public adjuster should be most concerned about if that accusation is levied and a case is investigated for that. There's a potential that there could be a civil action that could be brought against them as well, but that's really less likely. However, the impact on a license, which is a public adjuster's livelihood, could be detrimental to their ability to continue practicing as a public adjuster. The timing of when a public adjuster should advise a client about when legal representation should be sought, it really varies case by case. There are cases where I've suggested we should be involved immediately so that we can understand what's happening as the case goes forward. In other cases, the claim may not require legal representation at that point. I think a public adjuster should be mindful of the point that, am I talking about more than just what the policy says? Am I telling the client to do more than what is required of the insurance company under the policy or seek more than what's required under the policy? Those are points where you should consider we might need to get a lawyer involved at this stage of the game. Our experienced team has helped many people when their insurance companies acted in bad faith. If this is happening to your client, put them in touch with us to start a case assessment.